Okay, in this video, we are going to take an in-depth look at every sheet in the architectural set so we can get a good understanding of the set itself, what it provides, and how we need to look at each of the sheets, what they are, and in order to be an estimator or to perform any of the trades within the architectural set, from demolition all the way to everything that's in it, framing, drywall, paint, everything in the architectural set is everything that goes in and on the building once the building's been constructed. And so we say once the building's been constructed, we're talking about once the civil set has been done, so everything outside, right? Uh, and maybe landscape is last after the big trucks come in and out and things like that. But generally, yeah, we have a foundation, so we have the structural set already in place. The S plans are in place. The C plans are in place. The architectural set also contains our mechanical, electrical, and plumbing together because that's going to go in and on the building. But in this video, we're just going to focus on every sheet of the architectural set and what it is, how we're looking at it, and what it means. Okay, and this will be an in-depth view. So as long as it takes me to go through each one of these sheets, it's going to take me that long, and I will have a brief break probably for myself in between the sets. Okay, so let's look and discuss T1.0, which is the sheet that we're looking at right now. It's the title sheet. And what the title sheet does, or I like to call the cover sheet, over the almost 17 years I've been doing this, names have changed, things have been updated, but usually it's the cover sheet. So if you hear cover sheet or title sheet, that is the first sheet in the set. And it gives you the sheet index, which is a list of all of the sets of plans and all of the sheets that are comprised within the full project. And then you can look at this and have a good idea if your scope of work is included. We can look at it and tell if it's from the ground up or if it's a tenant improvement. And our first clue that it is from the ground up is that we have a structural set. If the building's already constructed, we already have a foundation. We already have the framing details and all of that stuff already completed. So you typically would not see a structural set for a tenant improvement. So when I look at this, or if I'm a project manager and I see this coming to me, this set, I know that I'm going to need all the trades. It's the structural set, the landscape set, the everything, okay, the civil set, okay, and of course you're always going to have plumbing, HVAC, uh, and electrical in pretty much every set. If it's a full tenant improvement, there's going to be something changed, okay, and we have the civil set, so we know if we have a utility plan, there's nothing there but dirt, okay, and we have to put all this in. And so our title sheet gives us a good idea of the type of project, the scope of the project. And there are a couple things that are standard to all of the sheets, but we see it here in the title sheet where the right band is oriented a little different. And it used to be back in the day they'd have, or even today, the full set of plans and they'd roll them up. And so they wouldn't want to open up just to get to the electrical or mechanical set. They didn't want to have to look through every sheet. So when you roll it up, all you have to do is look at this portion, which is the page, the title sheet. We know it's the title sheet, and it's the sheet number. And so we could just flip it that way, pull out the sheet we need, and not have to disturb all of the other sheets. Okay, a couple of things we're looking at here. In issue for bid, okay, if we don't see anything like this or anything at all, okay, we know that it's probably hasn't, there are no permits, it hasn't been a project that is ready to be built. And you always want to look out for that because there are GCs out there that just are fishing for the best number. And if they know you're a good estimator, or you may use an estimator like me, they know they're going to get a verifiable good number. And so what you want to always do is look to see when the permit okay, was authorized, and all of this good stuff. Okay, they had the set in April. All of everything here is ready to go, meaning they do have it. It's a permitted set. It's ready to go. Okay, even has addendum dates. Okay, so that's what you want to see. You don't want to just have someone fishing for your good number. You want to make sure the set of plans are, uh, have been approved for construction. Okay, what are we looking at? The life-like view of it, so we know what it's going to look like in the end. And again, the sheet index, all of the sheets that are comprised within the set. And then we see here that we have a bubble. Okay, just so we can start off, we already have a bubble on the title sheet, on the cover sheet. And that's a revision bubble, meaning at some point there were some revisions to this page. And then we're going to look at those independently. Okay, so the cover sheet, name of the project, where it's located, okay, project information, all of the codes, because it's a California project. It's going to give you all of the codes that apply to the scopes of work, okay, and all the construction classifications, okay, all of that. Building heights and areas, okay. Actual building height is 32 feet. Okay, maximum allowable height is 40. Okay, that's, I mean, for the means of, to estimate, you don't really need it, but you don't want to know what you're looking at because you never know. Okay, so you want to look through all of that and the standard boilerplate abbreviations. Okay, there may be some in here that they use, some they don't, but if you don't recognize an abbreviation, go here and chances are you're going to get what you need. Okay, location map in the city, and then the state. Okay, kind of shows you if you're going to travel, right? Oh, okay, this project is here and I'm in, Visalia. Okay, maybe I don't want that project. Okay, so that's good information. Okay, so the cover sheet, very important. um, Look for that the set has been approved. Okay, um, make sure of all of that and all the contact information. Okay, legal requirement on the title sheet, cover sheet. Legal requirement that the name of the owner, the architect, and all the engineers, and yes, the architect and all the engineers involved. So HVAC, plumbing, and they have a Excel. I guess they already have a project manager for their projects. Uh, a main project manager probably, the electrical engineer, and all of their contact information. Okay, that's a legal requirement and it has to be on the cover sheet. Okay, owner's information, Mr. Car Wash, located in Arizona. Okay, so all bidding and contract questions should go to Mr. Car Wash directly. Okay, do not contact Excel Engineering. All right, so cover sheet, all the information about the project, the sheet index, abbreviations, your MapQuest view, and in this case, an isometric real life representation of what the final project is going to look like. Right band is always the same. Look always for the permit date, so you're not just giving somebody, fishing that's looking for valid information. And the right band is always oriented this way, so you can look at the sheet number with ease. So this concludes the title sheet. A lot of information, but yeah, you look at that. You're a project manager. You know the subs you're going to need. Okay, you're the HVAC professional. You know what you have to do. Okay, so title sheet gives you the full story, and in this case, a picture of what the final project is going to look like.